Why? Intelligence agencies train agents to trust no one and what that means for you. Walk into any CIA training facility and you'll notice something immediately. They don't teach trust. They teach verification, triple verification. Because in the world of intelligence, the cost of misplaced trust isn't embarrassment or hurt feelings. It's death, blown operations, and international catastrophes. The Aldrich Ames case taught the agency a brutal lesson. One trusted insider sold out dozens of operations over 9 years because people assumed loyalty without constantly verifying it. That crazy paranoia you feel when someone's story doesn't quite add up. That's not anxiety. That's your ancient survival mechanism detecting threats your conscious mind hasn't caught yet. Power Law 3 gets straight to the point. Conceal your intentions. But here's the twist nobody talks about. If you assume everyone around you is concealing their intentions, you automatically develop the skills to detect deception. Your paranoia becomes a lie detector that runs 24/7. Think about how polygraph tests actually work. They don't catch lies directly. They catch the micro reactions that happen when someone's working hard to maintain a false narrative. Your paranoid mind does the same thing naturally. That colleague who always redirects conversations away from certain topics? That friend who gets defensive when you ask simple questions? Your internal alarm system already flagged them. Here's what makes strategic paranoia so powerful. It forces you to build redundancy into everything. Never rely on one source of income. Never depend on one person for critical information. Never put all your eggs in one basket, as the saying goes, but take it further. Have backup plans for your backup plans. The Mossad operates globally because they assume every operation could be compromised at any moment. They succeed because paranoia is baked into their operational DNA, and you can adopt this same framework without becoming a hermit. Your immediate action step is devastatingly simple. For the next week, pay attention to who asks you questions versus who shares information voluntarily. Real relationships have balanced information exchange. Predators and manipulators extract without contributing. Keep a mental scorecard. Don't confront anyone yet. Just observe and catalog. Because the first rule of strategic paranoia is knowing exactly who's who before you make any moves. When you know who the information leeches are, you control what they know and therefore what they can do with it. Type verify in the comments if you've ever ignored a red flag and regretted it later. What's one person in your life right now that your gut is warning you about? Drop that like and subscribe, because what's coming next will show you exactly how to read people so accurately they'll think you're psychic. How to build an invisible shield using compartmentalized information. The Manhattan Project succeeded in creating the atomic bomb, partly because of radical compartmentalization. Scientists working on one component had zero idea what scientists in the next building were doing. Nobody saw the full picture except a handful at the very top. This wasn't bureaucracy. This was weaponized paranoia preventing leaks that could have changed World War I's outcome. And you can deploy this exact same strategy in your daily life to become virtually impossible to betray. Because if nobody has your complete picture, nobody can use it against you. Power Law 14 strikes at the heart of this. Pose as a friend. Work as a spy. The dark reality? Everyone around you could be applying this law right now. Your coworker who's suddenly super interested in your career plans. That acquaintance who keeps showing up wherever you are. The family member who asks oddly specific questions about your finances. Strategic paranoia means you assume they're all gathering intelligence until they prove otherwise through consistent, long-term behavior. And even then, you verify. Ronald Reagan had it right. Trust, but verify. Except in high-stakes situations, skip the trust part entirely. Here's a technique straight from Cold War espionage. Create multiple versions of truth. Not lies, but different angles of the same reality with unique identifiers. Tell person A you're considering a job opportunity in Boston. Tell person B you're looking at Chicago. Tell person C you're staying put but exploring remote options. All partially true. All strategically distinct. When gossip circles back with the specific detail, you've just identified your leak without any confrontation or drama. It's elegant, surgical, and absolutely ruthless in its effectiveness. Your practical action for this section cuts deep. Identify the 3 most sensitive areas of your life right now. Career moves, relationship issues, financial decisions, whatever matters most. Now lock down that information completely from 80% of people in your orbit. Only share with people who have proven trustworthy over years, not months. And even then, use the compartmentalization test I just described. Watch what travels and how fast. You'll be shocked at how quickly confidential information spreads when you're actually tracking it. Drop lockdown in the comments if this strategy makes perfect sense to you. Who in your life talks way too much about everyone else's business? Hit that like button and stay subscribed, because the next part reveals how to turn every conversation into an intelligence gathering operation without anyone noticing. Why? Silence is your most dangerous weapon against hidden agendas. FBI interrogators know something most people never learn. Silence is unbearable for humans. We're hardwired to fill empty space with words, and under pressure, those words become confessions. The infamous case of Robert Hanssen, the FBI agent who spied for Russia for 22 years, ended partly because investigators used strategic silence in interviews. They'd ask a question, then wait, and Hanssen, brilliant as he was, started filling gaps with information he never intended to reveal. Your paranoia should weaponize the same technique in everyday interactions. Power Law 4 delivers the formula: always say less than necessary, but pair that with paranoid observation, and you create something lethal. You become the person who says almost nothing while everyone else voluntarily hands you their playbook. Watch any skilled negotiator or poker player. They're not the ones talking. They're reading micro-expressions, noting verbal patterns, catching contradictions between what someone says versus what their body language screams. Your strategic paranoia should be doing this automatically in every meaningful conversation you have. Here's the counterintuitive truth that changes everything. People who have nothing to hide don't mind direct questions. They answer clearly and move on. People hiding something do this weird dance. They over-explain. They get oddly defensive about simple inquiries. They deflect with humor or aggression. Your paranoid antenna should spike immediately when someone reacts disproportionately to a straightforward question. That's not you being unreasonable. That's them revealing their hand without realizing it. The Enron scandal unraveled partly because journalists started noticing executives couldn't give straight answers to basic financial questions. The evasion was the confession. Your action step requires discipline. In your next 5 important conversations, speak 30% less than you normally would. Ask short questions, then shut up completely. Don't fill the silence. Don't soften the tension. Just wait and watch what pours out. You'll hear things people never meant to tell you. You'll catch contradictions they didn't realize they made. You'll see discomfort that reveals hidden agendas. This is how intelligence operatives extract information without anyone realizing they're being interrogated. How strategic paranoia transforms you into an untouchable force. Let's end with the uncomfortable truth that separates winners from victims. In a world full of hidden agendas, your paranoia is your only authentic ally. Not optimism, not hope, not faith in humanity. Cold, calculated, strategic paranoia that assumes everyone's playing an angle until they prove otherwise over extended time. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon by trusting competitors to play fair. He assumed they'd copy, undercut, and sabotage at every opportunity. So he built systems so paranoid about competition that by the time rivals figured out his moves, he was already 3 chess moves ahead. That's not anxiety. That's dominance through assumption of threat. Here's the final paradox that unlocks everything. The more strategically paranoid you become, the calmer your life gets. Because you're no longer surprised by betrayal. You anticipated it, planned for it, neutralized it before it could land. You've got contingencies running automatically. Your paranoia evolved into a passive defense system that requires minimal active maintenance once it's built. It's like having an immune system for social threats. Most people go through life with no antibodies, getting destroyed by the same betrayals over and over. You're different now. Your ultimate action is simple but transformative. Start a 30-day pattern journal. Note who consistently delivers versus who consistently makes excuses. Who shows up in hard times versus who vanishes when you need them. Who keeps their word versus who renegotiates after promising. Don't judge yet. Just collect data. After a month, you'll have empirical evidence of who deserves your trust and who needs to be managed at arm's length. Then you act with surgical precision based on facts, not feelings or wishful thinking. Type Fortress if you made it this far, and this framework clicked for you. What's the biggest betrayal you could have avoided with better paranoia? Drop that like, subscribe to this channel, and share this with someone who keeps getting burned by trusting the wrong people. Because strategic paranoia isn't pessimism, it's pattern recognition that keeps you 3 steps ahead of anyone trying to play you.